What if I told you that the very foods sitting quietly in your fridge, the ones you've trusted for years, might actually be increasing your risk of cancer? Most of us think of the refrigerator as a safe haven, a place that keeps our food fresh and our bodies protected. But here's a surprising truth that many seniors never hear. Some foods don't become safer in the fridge. In fact, over time, they can quietly become more harmful. As we age, our bodies change. Toxins that a younger person might filter out without much consequence can build up in an older body, slowly causing more damage. That means something as simple as how you store certain foods can have a much bigger impact on your long-term health than you realize. This video isn't here to frighten you. It's here to protect you. Because if you're between the ages of 55 and 80, your health is your most valuable asset. And often, it's the smallest daily habits that decide whether you stay strong or unknowingly weaken your defenses. I've seen too many people I care about make what felt like safe choices, only to discover later that those very habits were hurting them. That's why in today's video, we're going to look at 5 common foods you should never store in the fridge for too long, because they can become harmful and in some cases, even cancer-causing over time. I promise, some of these will surprise you, especially the last one. So stick with me all the way through, because what you learn here could save you years of health and energy. Let's begin. Number 1. Smoked meats. Processed smoked meats, like bacon, ham, or sausages, might bring back memories of cozy family breakfasts or holiday dinners. But when stored in the refrigerator for long periods, they can quietly turn into a hidden danger. The smoking process, combined with preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites, creates the perfect setup for a dangerous compound called nitrosamines to form over time. And nitrosamines are strongly linked to several cancers, especially in the digestive system. The tricky part is, these meats often look and smell just fine. The danger is in what you cannot see. As we grow older, our bodies become less efficient at repairing cell damage. That means the harmful compounds in these foods can do more lasting damage than they would in someone younger. I remember speaking with a gentleman named Richard, age 70, who used to keep a big pack of smoked bacon in his fridge. Since he lived alone, he'd open the package, use a few slices, then seal it up again and again over the course of several weeks. It felt convenient, but when his doctor explained the cancer risks linked to long-stored smoked meats, Richard made a simple change. Now he buys smaller packs and freezes what he doesn't use right away. He still enjoys his bacon on weekends, but he feels safer knowing he isn't taking an invisible risk every time he opens the fridge. The lesson? If you enjoy smoked meats, don't banish them forever. Just be smart. Buy smaller portions, store them no more than a few days in the fridge, and freeze the rest. And once you thaw them, use them right away. These little shifts can make a big difference for your long-term health. Number 2. Leftover cooked rice. Rice may seem harmless. It's just a grain we've eaten our entire lives. But leftover rice can actually be one of the most deceptive risks hiding in your refrigerator. Here's why. Rice can carry spores of a bacteria called Bacillus cereus. These spores survive cooking, and when rice cools too slowly or sits in the fridge for more than a day or two, the spores multiply and produce toxins. Even worse, in the damp environment of a fridge, leftover rice can develop molds that produce aflatoxins, potent substances directly linked to liver cancer. What makes this tricky is that you won't see it or taste it. The rice can look perfectly normal while quietly harboring toxins. For seniors, the danger is even greater, since our immune systems often aren't as strong as they used to be. What might just give a young person stomach trouble could land an older adult in the hospital. Take the story of Margaret, 67, who shared with me how she used to cook a huge pot of rice on Sunday, so she'd have it ready all week long. But after she suffered a serious case of food poisoning, her doctor traced the problem back to her leftover rice routine. Margaret was shocked. She had always thought rice was one of the safe foods. Now, she cools her rice quickly, eats it within 2 days, and freezes anything she won't use right away. The safest way to enjoy rice? Spread it out thinly to cool quickly before refrigerating, eat it within 1 to 2 days, and freeze portions you won't use. That way, you still get the convenience without the hidden health risks. If you're still with me and finding these insights useful, type number 2 in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support means so much and keeps us motivated to bring you life-saving information. Number 3, soft cheeses prone to mold. Soft cheeses like brie, camembert, or creamy blue cheeses might feel indulgent and comforting, but they're among the riskiest foods to store in your fridge for too long. The high moisture content makes them an ideal breeding ground for bacteria and mold, even in cold storage. One of the most dangerous culprits is Listeria, a bacteria that can actually grow at refrigerator temperatures. For seniors, Listeria infections can be devastating, leading to hospitalization or worse. The problem is that mold on these cheeses isn't always visible. By the time you spot a fuzzy patch, the toxins may have already spread throughout the block. These toxins, called mycotoxins, are strongly associated with cancer and other long-term health issues. I once knew George, age 75, who loved keeping a wedge of brie in his fridge. He'd nibble at it slowly, enjoying it with crackers and wine in the evenings. But after a severe illness landed him in the hospital, the source was traced back to his beloved brie that had been sitting in the fridge for almost 3 weeks. George admitted he thought the fridge made it safe indefinitely. The truth? Soft cheeses should be eaten within a week of opening. By smaller amounts, keep them tightly wrapped in parchment or wax paper, and finish them quickly. If you enjoy cheese but want less risk, consider hard cheeses like cheddar or Parmesan, which resist mold far better. And if you ever see suspicious mold that doesn't belong, throw it away. No flavor is worth risking your health. Number 4, nitrate preserved cold cuts. Cold cuts, like bologna, salami, and deli ham, are a quick fix for lunch, but they come with serious risks, especially for seniors. These meats are preserved with nitrates and nitrites to keep them looking fresh. But over time, these chemicals can transform into nitrosamines, the same cancer-linked compounds we talked about with smoked meats. Add in the fact that most deli meats are loaded with sodium, and you've got a double threat to your digestive system, your heart, and your kidneys. The problem gets worse when these meats linger in the fridge after opening. Exposure to air, temperature fluctuations, and breakdown of the meat itself all create the perfect storm for harmful changes to happen. I once spoke with Eleanor, age 79, who loved making herself a small ham sandwich every afternoon. She admitted she sometimes kept an open package of deli meat for 3 weeks, only tossing it once it started to smell sour. She was shocked to learn that deli meats should really be eaten within 3 to 5 days of opening, smell or no smell. If you enjoy cold cuts, buy them in small amount from a trusted deli counter rather than pre-packaged varieties that may have been sitting for weeks before purchase. Store them in the coldest part of your fridge, not the door, and eat them quickly. Or better yet, cook your own meats at home, slice them, and enjoy them without all the preservatives. If you're still with me, comment number 4 below so I know you're finding this valuable. And don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us keep bringing you the information that protects your health. Number 5, pickled foods with artificial colors. Pickled foods often spark nostalgia. A jar of crunchy pickles at a family barbecue or colorful peppers at a holiday table. But not all pickled foods are created equal. Some store-bought varieties, especially those with bright artificial coloring, can be far more dangerous than you think. Artificial dyes like yellow 5 or red 40 may look harmless, but over time, in acidic vinegar, their chemical stability breaks down. This process can create harmful byproducts that are linked to cancer and cellular damage. To make matters worse, many pickle products also contain preservatives like sodium benzoate. When this reacts with vitamin C in the food, it can form benzene, a known carcinogen. This chemical reaction doesn't stop once the jar is opened. It can continue quietly in your fridge for months. And because pickled foods usually taste the same regardless of how long they've been there, the danger is easy to miss. Take Frank, age 82, who told me he loved his bright red pickled beets. He'd keep the same jar in his fridge for half a year, thinking the vinegar made it safe forever. He was stunned to learn that while vinegar slows bacterial growth, it does nothing to prevent harmful chemical changes inside the jar. The safer way? Choose brands that use natural colors like turmeric, beet juice, or paprika. Always check labels for synthetic dyes and preservatives, and once opened, consume within a few weeks. Or even better, make your own pickles at home, where you control the ingredients and avoid unnecessary chemicals altogether. As we get older, the choices we make every day matter more. And the foods we store in our refrigerators, foods that seem safe and familiar, can sometimes carry risks we don't realize. Over time, chemicals break down, toxins form, and foods we've trusted for years can quietly threaten our health. I know it's hard to let go of routines. Maybe it's the jar of pickles from your favorite shop, or the cheese you've saved for a special occasion, or the leftover rice you're sure you'll eat soon. But your health and your future are worth more than any one item in your fridge. Think of your refrigerator as more than just a storage box. It's an extension of your health. Every time you clear out an item that could harm you, you're not just tidying your fridge, you're protecting your body, your energy, and your future. You've lived through too much, built too many memories, and worked too hard to let hidden dangers quietly steal your health. Choose foods that support you, not ones that slowly work against you. Small steps today can protect you from bigger problems tomorrow, and that's a trade worth making every time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you learned in this video, and how will you apply it to your life? Leave your answer in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating content that protects, informs, and inspires. I can't wait to see you in the next video.